Sure. And how much do you sort of like the ending from them? The Curry Weaver coming in as that last pick.
Not crazy about it, I'll be honest with you. Especially not into Shadow Shaman. They will kick off the game right away here with a nice quick first blood, but they're picking it into a silence and an instant hex, which can always make the game a little bit more difficult. And they're picking it into a super tanky frontline. Wraith King, you know, he just stands there. Weaver has to have a very, very good game to just snowball and actually stay ahead or be ahead of Wraith King, while Wraith King just has to kind of play Wraith King. I feel like Weaver has like 10 different things that you have to do in a game, while Wraith King just has to spawn skeletons and hit jungle creeps. Feels a lot harder to make work.
Yeah, and we saw that last game, Zactyl having a pretty good Wraith King game. He's 12-0 and 11. The guy kind of knew what he was doing. So definitely going to have to see Hippomaniacs take a
bit of
a different approach to shutting him down.
They know what they're doing up top too. They're already looking to kill Zip Snapper level 1 behind the tower.
I mean, this definitely hurts. You know, dying 2 times like that back to back. Is it going to save him? Oh! They got him. I mean, it doesn't get much rougher than that for a start as an off-lane Viper. Those 2 deaths already. Did at least walk out to lane, so he will have a TP ready to take him out.
Yeah, and they did at least hit back bottom. They bring 3 heroes with the stun, with the damage that comes from Oracle and Shadow Shaman. They will be able to at least punish the Timbersaw, so at least on that front, they will be okay. And hey, if they can get Curry off to this free of a start, if he's literally just slams his lane, then maybe this Weaver can do some good stuff. I don't think it'll be that easy, though, as we've seen these Vipers a lot of times use Nether Toxin, full push the wave in, and it's very hard to take advantage of the Viper's positioning, because now the wave is fully pushed forward, but it's shoved in so hard under your tower that you can't actually look to dive in, where that's where you can punish these Viper off lanes, because they're 275 movement speed heroes.
Oh, we're seeing mid lane again. It's going to be a bit of a rough start for Manboss in the first few waves by the looks of it. Already just having to get that regen ferried out to him here as Tanner is really putting the pressure onto this Void Spirit mid.
Yeah, good matchup for Tanner. Good game overall for the Death Prophet too. As we were saying, the silence is very effective versus several of the heroes on Hippomaniacs, and it really was a hero that felt like they needed for the damage. It really did feel like they were liking that. As bottom, Typic still level 1.
On top lane.
Able to get away as top.
They're able to get Muff. And 2 of them certainly right-click hard. Zip Zapper will go down. Curry, is he going to be able to get out though? The right-click Keptas. And Keptas is going to be able to clean him up in return. I'm sure you are cleaning that offlaner, but any time out of the lane as this carry is going to hurt Curry.
It's going to hurt a lot, and this is one of the things that versus a Weaver you always want to do. Put the sentry down in the lane. They tried to deward it. They actually also tried to block the camp, but that means that their sentry on the side of Hippomaniacs will not be able to take out the opposing sentry of Meta4Pro. So Weaver, when he goes invis, he still gets hit by this 81 damage Shadow Shaman most of the times in this lane right now. They have to get rid of this. They have to get rid of this sentry. Or every time he does stealth in, he just gets hit. He gets hit for way too much damage.
And we saw with a situation as well, you know, Zip Zapper died. He didn't actually lose out on any XP as Keptas was able to hold this massive wave under the tower for him.
Yep. Zactyl will be able to walk up and get a nice Mortal Strike onto Typic's Courier. And Typic's lane, it should start to get quite a lot better once he starts to get a couple levels. Opting for the Timber Chain level 1 is a really interesting thing, I guess, just because he thought he wasn't going to get anything because of the tri-lane, but that's going to hurt his aggression, because you want to be getting your Whirling Death, you want to just be getting reactive armor in this lane, and you want to be beating the Wraith King and just hitting him with the Whirling Death constantly for that stat reduction. Always versus strength heroes, you go the Q. So a bit curious to see why he did go for that.
Curry, again. I mean, these sentries really causing them trouble. I mean, they had gotten one down, but instantly prepared with another Meta4Pro as you say, you know, this hero is so dependent on being able to sneak away without just getting constantly right-clicked out. And it's just not happening with the detection they have down.
Keptas buys another. That's 3 sentries that he's bought in the laning phase, just showing how important. Doesn't matter if you have any stat items or anything like that. All he needs is his boots, his magic wand, and sentries, and that's how you counter a Weaver in the laning phase.
Bottom, Zactyl. He's going to run down Steny. They've got an extra bit of burst here. And they should have him unless he can find the deny to neutrals. He can't. The nuke damage there from Vyasha's Love, enough to take Steny down. And we'll see the rune spawn bottom. Yeah, Manboss, he's not going to be able to get to it. Has got another salve out. He's had to get quite a few out in this lane to help deal with the pressure of Tanner.
Tries to pressure him during the bottle refill, Tanner. They still will be able to get that refill off. But yeah, Mambos' game, the laning phase is going to be hard, and as the game progresses too, doesn't feel like the easiest game for Void Spirit, as they did pick it into the Shadow Shaman. So those instant disables will always be there for him. And there is still a lot of other stuns that he does have to worry about. As top, Zip Zapper's left alone for a second.
Oh, this time they should
actually
right.
get him. Yeah.
Oh, the bugs. Yeah, he's diving in with the Shikuchi. That's the, yeah, Curry, sure, he's died a few times up here, a couple of times, but he is still getting involved in some good action from himself.
Look at Keptus. He's actually in the enemy jungle right now, trying to take away the bounty room from Mambos. Will he be able to? He will not.
Yeah, he's out with the TP. A little bit of space, though, has given Tanner the opportunity to pop the Ghost. Wants to start pressuring this mid tower. See how much damage he can get done. As down bottom, Seni trying to go up against Vyacheslav. He's got to be a little cautious there. As still Purifying Flames.
Oh, he puts the ward down.
Is it going to be enough?
Vyacheslav might be able to get the kill. Oh, the second nuke. He gets him.
Oh, he has. Very nicely done there by Vyacheslav.
You'll lose your ward for it, but you got the kill.
You got the kill.
You get the swag points.
And you got a courier. You got his boots.
Oh my, wait, what?
Tip
they
back.
actually just ran the courier through. I thought
did.
that was actually his courier for a second. Okay, well, that just happened.
Up top, Zip Zap and Keptas. They'll be able to find Muff. Curry is going to try for Keptas in return. But again, they're going to turn. They're going to punch back at Curry. They've got a Hex. Curry, he is able to get out of there. He's going to tick down very low, though, and is completely out of regen. In fact, is he going to die? No, he will live.
Seni. He's probably in some trouble here. 1 or 2 more hits.
So Zip Zap can
One
find
more.
him. No, can't quite get it.
Nope, he sees the rotation. He sees this Void Spirit running up for him. Zip Zapper can't avoid this. Oh, nope.
Well, they'll find him here in the trees. As Mambos making very good use here of the haste room.
All right, action-packed early game. 13 kills, 6.5 minutes. Let's go. A lot more active than I thought it was going to be when I saw, Phoenix and Tree, very static laners coming out, but we are seeing a lot of movements coming out and a lot of kills being traded across. Zactyl has now been forced out of lane since he is versus that Timbersaw. We see Tipek starting to really dominate and just take advantage of the lane. So Wraith King to the jungle, same thing for the Oracle. And this bottom lane will be hard for them to really push this Timbersaw away. They might have to actually swap Zip Zapper down there as soon as he hits like level 5, level 6 in order to actually address that with some of that big magic damage. And then Tanner, he can actually be the one to TP in and counter gank if Timber does overplay his hand, if he does have the Exorcism at the ready. But yeah, Timber for a while is going to be a tough cookie to crack.
Mambos.
Mambos?
Oh, he's fine, he's still got moves to get away. Just getting some sort of reaction there out of Tanner and Vyacheslav. He's got the Exorcism good to go again, so we'll see the DP definitely try and pressure this tier 1 once again.
They're just going to let their bottom tower drop, though, it looks like it. They do not want to even bring the DP Exorcism to kill the Timbersaw. They're just gonna leave it as is. So this tower will be taken, and they start pinging it, but it's too late. It's already gone. And now they're going to start swinging some TPs down. So they do have the Exorcism at the ready, so this is the hero that they need to have in order to try to kill Tipek. But he's going to actually just check the rune, Tanner. Danced around for the DD. He actually going to just sneak it away. Seni left it for his mid,
Seni just let it be. He left it there. All right.
He wanted Mambos to get it, but he just didn't see the Death Prophet. That just happened. It's Tipek.
Look for Vyacheslav. Tanner's going to be in with the counterplay. Pops the Ghost out. They do get the kill on the Oracle. Can Tanner get anything in return with this Exorcism damage? He's trying to chase down Tipek. Tipek's pretty tanky, though, and he's away. Tipek's going to be fine. Tanner turning his attention towards Mambos, but sort of him alone running at the 3 of them is not enough to control them. As they're away, we'll see him move to mid.
Around him.
I want to get at least something done with this Ghost.
They don't have the control. He wants to get damage on tower. Tower just starts getting healed, though, by Tree. And yeah, he's not going to be able to do much with this Exorcism. Just a little bit of poke damage.
So that Mambos is taking a bit of damage there, but yeah, the Ghosts have come to an end.
And I've been watching Keptus, what he's been up to with these last few moments, because he didn't turn up to those fights. He was actually just farming top, finishing arcane boots, and stacking. Look at this ping. Look at that, what he just pinged. A very gorgeous stack set up for his team.
Very juicy.
We're seeing Zip. Zip Zapper's going to be going for his Atos. I think he might be, maybe he goes over to clear. It's him or Tanner, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, who sort of gets priority on clearing that? Whose item timing and levels at the moment are the most important?
Either one of them works very nicely, because Atos has really good merits this game for the Viper, but I think that Prophet might want to get it first. The Yules is just nice. The setup that you can get, right? All 3 cores on the side of Hippomaniacs are pretty nicely countered by Silence. So if he's able to get Yule Silence versus either Timber, Void Spirit, or Weaver, pretty good. Even versus Phoenix. A lot of these heroes are pretty owned by that setup if they are able to get it. So he'll clean it up. Bounty Rune stop, though, the battle.
See Captas. Let me see if he can get a grab on some man. Boss Curry. It's going to get an aggressive. They're going to use the Overgrowth to try and lock down Zip Zapper. They're going for the kill here. Zip Zapper is able to stand his ground, turns, takes down Muff. Should die here to the Magic Burst to Tipek and Manboss as he will. Curry's trying to find Vyacheslav as well, but the disarm keeps Vyacheslav safe. Allows him to TP out. Swing around to mid Zaxel.
Yeah, he's pretty far up.
The pullback with the Remnant there, and they've got the egg. Zaxel is going to try and turn and hit it. You've got Keptas and Tanner trying to take it out, and they're going to be able to do so. Zaxel respawns just in time off the back of that reincarnate to get the final hit in. I mean, that was so close to being a very good level 1 supernova, but just that one hit there, and it was so close. You know, you could tell he was going for that, hoping that Zaxel's reincarnation animation would just be too long, but it wasn't. He was back up in time.
And now it's a pretty big slip up there from Hippomaniacs as the Shadow Shaman is alive, so it just easily drops the wards and mids into the mid lane to kill the tower, and then they can swing naturally toward top. And now there's no egg, no Trialt for the next fight, and that's really Hippomaniacs' big bread and butter. Yeah. As Meta4Pro, they have Exorcism available. They can keep actually going for these fights, and it's going to be a lot harder for Hippomaniacs. It's going to be really reliant on what Mambos can do. So we'll see as top. The fight's going to kick off, and no Triant ulti for 15 and no Phoenix ulti for 50.
We'll see what sort of
no Wraith King ult though.
They can do without it.
A lot squishier. Let's see.
Well, they could definitely burst through him with the 4 of them. They're going to find Keptas first in the back lines. You're going to start with the Silence. On the Void Spirit, only Manboss back. Curry's just trying to take out Keptas, and with the bugs on him, it's going to be close. He's diving in for the kill, and he'll find it. So the Shaman goes down. Meanwhile, Tanner getting saved by the False Promise is able to stand his ground and chase on further as Senny has to dive away. Hippomaniacs seeing if they can get any further catch on to the rest of the lineup. Tipek underneath the tower there, diving in aggressively with the Timber Chain. Zaxel holds him back. 3-man Silence from Tanner comes into play, and with the buyback from Keptas, they really want to turn this around, Meta4Pro. See what sort of a catch they can get on Hippomaniacs, but Hippomaniacs, they're out to the side, and it looks like they will manage to keep themselves at a safe distance, as none of them will get caught from this.
Very nicely done. Tanner now TPing out. They're going to chase in immediately. They have this lane ward that they placed at the start of the fight. Can they actually catch anybody, though?
They might find Vyacheslav. They're going to pop the egg down. They'll get Zaxel's courier.
Nice.
And they're also able to take down Zip Zapper. Vyacheslav and Keptas able to keep to the side. Tanner and Zaxel, they're watching from the high ground. Still out to get it. Keptas is trying though. He's leading in with the shackles. The wards are down into the Silence. He's managed to catch Curry, but Curry is able to get the time lapse off. Curry gets away. I mean, a bit of a greedy move there. Keptas thinking that they had Curry. I mean, they were so close, but just not enough lockdown between the shackles of the Silence to stop
Tanner
it from
could be in trouble.
Getting the time that's off, and indeed he is underneath the tower. They're diving in, jumping over. He'll get the Silence out onto the 3 of them. But Muff, Curry, and Steady running him down. Tanner, he'll buy time with the Yules, but they've lost Vyacheslav. They'll lose Tanner as well. A double kill for Tipek.
A disaster for Meta4Pro as they try to lead the fight, but then they tried to re-go in when the Exorcism ending, and they just get fully turned on the retreat and just get chased all the way into their tower to lose so much momentum. Now Hippomaniacs, the Trialt was used at the start of that. Trialt's back up. That's how long that full engagement of disengage, re-engage was going on, where Hippomaniacs come out very strongly ahead. Sacto's still able to get a significant amount of farm during all of it, almost has Relic done, but a big hit for Hippomaniacs. Exactly what they need in this game.
Oh, really nicely done. We'll see it here again, this attempt from Meta4Pro to punish Curry. but they just couldn't quite keep him down long enough there. But between the three of them, a bit of overlap between the silence and the shackles at the same time. If they were a little more careful with that, they would have had him. So a little bit of miscoordination costing them the kill.
It was an ambitious attempt. It
was a big move. I think it might have even caught sort of maybe Tanner by surprise. He's like, oh, hang on, we're going for this.
Yeah, they didn't really have much of anything up at that point, and now Hippomaniacs starting to snowball. They're making these quick moves with the Void Spirit, 2 Astral Steps at the ready. Viper, immobile hero, caught out of place.
Yeah, looking very, very dead. Oh, Muff! A little slow with the overgrowth. Tries to catch. Kept us on the way out. Won't manage to do so. Kept us able to TP away. Still, would have just been a bonus kill. Zip Zapper, of course.
Zactyl.
Nice one to get.
He is extremely far forward. He has his Oracle near.
He's going to try and hold back Curry. He has got much more coming in terms of backup. So Zactyl, he's got a lot here now. Silence down to the two of them. They're going to turn towards Curry. They know they can't lock him down any further as they look towards Tipek, but Tipek's up to the high ground with the chain, and Tipek, he's on the way out. They've got a Yule Step to control him a little further into the shackle. And that will be enough. A Supernova being attempted from the sideline. Curry gets in. He picks up a second.
Can they hit it?
They'll try and take out the egg. They're not going to be able to take it down, though. The Supernova successful as the Wraith King falls to once. He's back for round 2, though. And round 2 is going to hurt for Curry as Curry ends up dying. A stun out onto Mambos. Mambos is trying to find Tanner, but the Siphon's back up.
God.
Tanner keeps himself alive. As it looked like Hippomaniacs were going to keep that flow going there with the Supernova being successful. But as it was, the successful Supernova just ended up hurting them more, baiting them for trying to chase in as they lose Curry and Mambos on that attempt to get further kills.
What a fight from Tanner. Just holding his ground during all of it there. I actually cannot believe that he survives. I cannot believe that they actually turned that fight around. And now Zactyl, he has the Radiant stun after all this.
Oh, man.
That was just like picture perfect for them. And any little thing could have happened there and they could have just lost those fights, but somehow they win them. And now they're in a really comfortable spot with Wraith King DP now level 12 also. The Death Prophet, we're seeing how important Tanner really is for the fights. He's all the damage, really. And now they're enabled with Wraith King too. So Hippomaniacs have to be a little bit more cautious.
Trying to fight him top.
No DP Exorcism, so got to take advantage of that.
See if Mambos wants to jump in for this. He's going to try. Time to grab Zip Zapper back with the Remnant. Vyacheslav, no false promise to help out Zip Zapper with, so Zip Zapper will fall. Vyacheslav trying to split, but the bugs end up catching him. As they'll be able to chase him down and take another.
Very nice.
Curry with the double.
Can they threaten a Roche by any chance? They don't have the bugs up right now. No, they can at least walk into the enemy triangle and shut down a bit of farm. They want to be doing as much as they can during those downtimes of the Death Prophet ultimate and also the Reincarnation. There is some long cooldown ults on both sides this game, but I feel like Hippomaniacs, even if they don't have Phoenix ult or Tree ult, they should be looking to make these aggressive moves with this Weaver Void Spirit. Now they can actually get pretty aggressive here, and they also, Moth actually has a Blink Dagger on this tree, so their team fight is really scary. If
Mr. Timbersaw is into the break, and he's out of there. Good coverage here from the ult for Tree, getting them with the overgrowth as it sets up for the death of Vyacheslav. Zip Zapper also taken out by the Timber Chain of Tipek. They've got to back off here, Meta4Pro, as the Supernova's popped.
That was a beautiful fight for them. Muff giving his life for the team, but getting a gorgeous 3-man rune in the backline for his team to all follow up on, and now continue to persist. And his ult is up, but he's getting jumped.
They're jumping straight in on him. He's able to get the ghost off, and also with the self-fuels, he's going to keep himself fine for the initial burst. Curry's still trying to focus him down to kill him. The Siphon isn't enough to keep Tanner alive. It isn't. Chain from Tipek bursts him out of the game.
And that's a fresh Exorcism. He only had it active for 10 seconds. A big hit from Hippomaniacs, really starting to ride the wave. Big slip up for Meta4Pro. That's a lot of defensively used ults. They even use the Shadow Shaman wards in the tree line too. Now their Oracle respawns with False Promise, but the damage is done. Hippomaniacs hit real hard there.
And this game as well, with even though the Wraith King is at the top, he gets the Radiance at a good time. Do you feel much more confident for Curry to be able to match the impact of the Wraith King this game as the Weaver?
Absolutely, just because he has this big 2 team fighters with the Phoenix and the Tree with him, and then he also has a real offlaner. This Viper, it's starting to really just kind of fall off to be pretty useless in some stages. He's just an Atos, he's 1200 HP. He's so squishy on Viper even.
Trying to set up on mid. Tipek He's up with the self-fuels, able to dodge the Ray Fire Blast, but they have got the Hex Lock down into the Shackles. They're holding him in the break. They're going to have to jump across from Mambos to help him out. And Tipek's going to be able to get out to that Soul Tree in the river. He's away with the chain. Tipek will live.
That was almost everything they could.
It was everything on him.
We're really seeing those damage missing.
Oh, he's got to be careful. I mean, he's dead. They can't even get the false promise off in time. Vyacheslav tried. But ZipZapper just died too fast. As this Viper's just becoming a liability right now here.
He's 12 deaths, Owen.
12?
12 of 23.
Oh, no. That's a rough
That is an unbelievable amount.
I mean,
and it's not your traditional offlaner. He's not like a traditional offlaner who's either this frontline tanky beast who just absorbs all the spells at this point, or just this big team fighter. He's just a Viper. So Hippomaniacs now, they're starting to come out really far ahead with a more well-rounded draft, and you're gonna just have to hope for Meta4Pro that this Wraith King and this DP Exorcism can carry the fights, because yeah, Viper's game is over.
I mean, they had it out for Viper from minute one. We saw, didn't we?
They really did.
2 deaths straight away. Five heroes ganking him before the game had even begun. They had it out for ZipZapper this game, and it's certainly working.
Now they've got a DD, they've got the bugs, level 3. They can start threatening this Rosh. And it's really up to Meta4Pro to now just run in and fight with this Death Prophet. So
can they make it here in time?
They've got everything. Reincarnate's still down for 20 seconds too, and it's a hard place to fight around, and it's just already dead. Level 12 on the Phoenix too, so this egg is going to be more impactful.
Oh, not again. Oh, not again. Oh, no.
See you later. They tip him.
And they're heading over for more. Tipek is going to find Keptas. It's another one for Curry. Can they get Vyacheslav as well? He's able to juke out the bugs. They're diving in for him. He's going to put the false promise on himself, but there's going to be so much damage. He's going to try and TP back to the fountain, at least rely on that fountain regeneration and popping himself to offset the damage. And
it works.
Okay. I mean, he needed everything there. But without that fountain and without the salve, he would have been dead for sure.
Absolutely. And now, though, he used false promise on himself. So it's 100 seconds, no false promise. Zactyl is far away, but he should be okay. Turn off your radiance. Zactyl. Oh, he actually showed his face.
Instantly into the deepest corner of the map as he TPs away.
I can't believe he actually walked out at all. I thought he was just going to hide with radiance. That was close. That's 8K lead. Hippomaniacs just really starting to run away with this game now. Swinging from lane to lane. They've got good, deep, aggressive wards, so they can watch the movements. Also for Meta4Pro, wherever they do set up. And they can just see when ZipZapper's isolated. This super slow, immobile hero has to be so careful versus these very mobile heroes that Hippomaniacs does have.
I mean, what's sort of the potential for Meta4Pro's lineup when it comes to defending and turning this one around? Would you consider there being still a decent chance for them here? I mean, Hippomaniacs lineup's not really the best at sieging towers, right? Are they?
No, not quite. But there's this Viper is, like you said, he's just a liability. As mid, he gets caught out even like inches away from his tower, and he's just dead.
And also Vyacheslav. Mambos is going to be able to catch him. More kills for Tipek.
They're starting to feel too reliant on Exorcism. As it is up, but now that they're split up, it's a 3v5. They're starting to get surrounded. Keptas, Tanner.
Oh! They're going to open up. They're dropping the wards, and the Exorcism, they might just have enough damage to take Tipek down before backups here, and they do. They throw everything down onto the Timber. Now they'll turn and try and catch for more. Silence out onto Mambos. As Mambos, he'll hold back Tanner with the Yules. Curry's in on top of them. They're diving in onto Tanner. Tanner trying to keep himself alive with the Siphon. He's going to have another Siphon ready to go. Is it enough to keep him living? It is. Vyacheslav comes in, but the silence is down to the two of them. Vyacheslav gets the false promise off with his dying breath. Will be able to make sure that they can't dive in for Tanner, but ZipZapper is TP straight into a Remnant. He's able to make it away from the Supernova then. As that nearly ends disastrously for ZipZapper, but it actually works out in terms of baiting Curry in. They get the Aegis.
I don't think they do.
They've got a silence, that's it, but he's already out with the Shikuchi as soon as he respawns. Curry will make it away.
Okay, not too bad. Hitting them pretty decently with that Exorcism. Now, though, it is going to be on cooldown for quite a long time, and Hippomaniacs are all going to be respawned. No egg, but they have quite a lot still available to attempt to pressure. And yeah, ZipZapper just, it really feels like he's not going to do much of anything in this game. He's just going to be a walking 8-Toes Nether Toxin, because he didn't even go for the Vessel. He just hasn't earned. He can't even Vessel some of these targets, either the Timber or the target that's getting healed by the Sunray. Feels like he might just, I feel like he might just have to go for that, but I see he's also going for bots, where that also has its merits, because he's so slow and immobile. He has to be able to keep up and fight with his team. And this is where Hippomaniacs, they're just looking to charge. No exorcism. They can kill anyone they find.
Oh, and they certainly can. Manboss closes in with a double step setup.
Your time and place have come.
Game's looking real hard. Zactil's gonna have to put his team on his back as this Wraith King, because he's 3-0-6. He's still having a good game, but they just lack a core hero. They just don't have an offlaner because of this Viper, how much he's been targeted.
I mean, yeah, as you say, Wraith King has carried heavy games.
He has.
One of the reasons why this hero is has just been a pretty solid pick throughout the patch.
Tough to play versus this one, though, right? He's playing versus the Timbersaw, who's going to just eat his HP so quickly with the Whirling Death and also reduce his damage. And then he has to play versus Treant and Phoenix, 2 BKB piercing disables. So his itemization is going to be hard.
He's in. They're in onto Tipek. Tipek, can he get his way out of this? He's up in the air. They got any further lockdown? They haven't. As they'll burn through Zactil's reincarnation. The one Supernova's out, ready for the second round. Remnant drags back Zactil. Zactil's dead. Over to Vyacheslav Love. They've got the two of them. They'll head to ZipZapper. They'll be able to find all three.
Way too much damage. Just so much percent damage for this poor Wraith King too. He just keels over. Matter of seconds there.
Well, a buyback as well from Zactil.
Oof. Goodbye item progression.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, he knows that Hippomaniacs still up as the full 5. He's aware that they're going to try and push. It's hard for him to offer much for this defense, though, especially with his reincarnation on cooldown for 80 seconds still. Can't really throw his body in on this. Oh, unless they get the catch here. Lotus Orb out, though, is protecting him a little bit. Is it enough to get him out? It is, and Curry goes down, but Zactil will lose his life there for his attempt. But with Curry gone, that will probably put the push to an end. It's a very dead Wraith King at the cost of it, but it does send Hippomaniacs backing away from the base for now.
Can they get another kill? Tanner's really trying to chase forward here. There's a Lotus, so the siphons are being reflected. Reflect the Hex too.
And they got the grab. They knew have the shackles, but Manboss, he's jumping over. And he goes straight away, silencing up Keptas. Another crossover with the Astrocept. The false promise comes out to Keptas. Vyacheslav trying to keep his fellow support alive. And it allows Keptas to get off another Hex. It allows Keptas to get off the shackles, but it's too much damage. Keptas will still fall at the end of the false promise. And now ZipZapper is a little separated from the rest of the team. He's going to go down for yet another time this game. He might be able to bring down Tipek with him. It's close, but no. Tipek healed up by the Sunray and the Lotus Orb, living armor, all keeping him safe.
Death number 16 for ZipZapper.
Oh, no.
Poor Viper, honestly. I just feel bad. He can't run. Like, as soon as he's committed in a fight, he's full committed. He cannot get away. He's able to chase out, and now no Exorcism, no Wraith King for some time. Tanner even caught outside.
They haven't got a false promise for him. As Manboss is in on the back lines. He's already making the jump on Vyacheslav as the Oracle. He's getting low. He's trying to get out there. He's going to go down. Tanner, they're going to turn over towards him. Keptas is making his way out. And Hippomaniacs won't dive any further. There's just more.
They don't need to.
No,
they got a Desto now too on the Weaver. They're chilling. Yeah. This game is now out of the realms for Exactil. With that dieback, he's, like we said, his item progression is completely halted. Unless he gets like 2 or 3 kills in this next upcoming fight, it's looking pretty disastrous for Meta4Pro. Curry, the Weaver pick is definitely working out. And their aggressive posture, with the way that they've played this game too, is they've just never stopped. They've always been constantly running at them and just taking advantage of the cooldown of the Death Prophet ulti, which has been very nicely done. And now we see Meta4Pro. They've got Exorcism in 5.
Oh, they've got the opening!
For the jump.
They're in on a Curry! Lotus Orb helps out, though, allows Curry to pop the time lapse and get out of there. Meta4Pro will turn their attention over towards the Timber Storm. The combos there, the overgrowth into the Supernova. They're burning Zip Zapper and Zactal down. Tipek, he is falling to Tanner, but he's Timber chasing ways. Can Tanner finish off the Timber Storm? He can. Tanner will be able to finish off the Timber. Zactal goes down a second time, but Zip Zapper's back in from the side. He's brought back for this. Root out onto the Void Spirit. Manboss, he's jumping away, but the Ghosts are chasing Manboss. He will get himself down into the river with the Astral Step. He will live.
Top tower is under attack.
So Meta4Pro punching back a little bit there. Get a
Still
couple
losing
of
the
kills.
Wraith King, though.
They are. Tanner. Can he get the silence perfectly after the shields? He can. Has he got anything else into the root? Yeah, Curry just
should be fine.
Too tanky at this stage. They need multiple lockdowns onto this Weaver to have any sort of chance killing him.
Yeah, this is the build that we see so often on the Weavers too, when they, even if they're playing versus any type of like hard lockdown or anything, S and Y, you get your status resist, great versus those silences, very effective versus Tanner. As continuing to lead this game very nicely, and sure, Tanner gets some nice cleanup kills, but it's the Wraith King. He's the one who needs to be getting these kills. His item progression is just, it's gone. 3 deaths in a row. Unable to get any cleanup kills whatsoever for the poor Wraith King, as Curry always survives in the fights, even though he somehow gets jumped on.
Curry's going for Tanner here. Oh yeah, he's going to go for Vyacheslav instead. Vyacheslav just taking out the damage at this point from Curry. Far too much for the supports to deal with now. Tanner. There's going to be a buyback from Vyacheslav. They've got to keep Tanner safe. Tanner, he's turned in with the help of Zactal. Manboss popping the BKB to make sure that he doesn't get initiated upon by the stun from Zactal.
Living the itemization. Didn't really get to point out too much from Hippomaniacs, but everybody's been covering each other and just, yeah, I'm loving it. Like, even the defensive BKB, it's a good choice, just in case of things going wrong, just so the Void Spirit can protect himself. These Lotus covering on each other, too. It's been really nicely done by everybody on this team. And now around the Roche bit, they'll be able to secure this one. And Exorcism still not at the ready for 20 seconds. No way that Meta4Pro can in any way contest that. All right, could barely kill Curry even the one time. Now he's got Aegis.
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be very tough. It's just the eyes on Tanner, really, and eyes on Zactal for hoping somehow that he survives a fight.
He needs that.
Even if they get like 2 kills or anything like that, as long as he survives, so he gets some experience, some type of gold injection that he desperately needs. He's been stuck at this net worth for a very long time now. I feel like I saw him at 12,000 net worth at like the 24-minute mark.
And I think, Zip Zapper's a bit jealous. He wish he was stuck at a net worth. He's just falling further behind, bless him. He's having a tough one.
I think because Zip Zapper's also been at like the 5 to 7K net worth thing for the last 20 minutes of the game. So yeah, he's had a rough one.
Well, they've really added out for the Viper. I mean, at the end of the day, who can blame them? Viper definitely one of those heroes that you always feel good about killing. Everyone's been had a fair few matches against Vipers, but you've had to be pretty miserable against this hero in a lane. Always feels good when you've been able to take him down countless times.
Yeah, when you've taken him down 17 times.
Yeah,
it feels good. It really is. So 17. That's pretty high. We do have some games where this can happen to one player where they really are targeting them. I think everyone remembers the Weehaw Storm Spirit game where he had like 15 deaths. Sometimes it just happens.
I think the BKB.
Shiva's on the Phoenix. Wraith King has BKB, but it feels like it's coming out so late behind. That should have come out like 8 minutes ago. He should have his next item or more, as these fights have gone disastrous for them. This Phoenix is just huge to Senny. Shiva's. They level 3 egg with Shiva's aura. They can't kill this egg. They couldn't before with the overgrowth. Now with even more hits and even less attack speed, these team fights just continue to be impossible, it feels, for Meta4Pro.
Keptas.
What's he up to? Dude, Keptas has been doing some crazy... He also was doing some like ancient farming with Serpent Wards earlier that we didn't get to touch on, but he's been trying to do some clever stuff.
I was a little surprised that Manboss didn't notice. I don't know if you... It does show, when you hit a hero pulse, right, you get the animation back that you hit a hero.
Yes.
Does it not show when you hit someone when they're in fog? Do you not see them do you not see that animation when they're in fog?
No, you should. You get the little purple,
I guess he just wasn't looking.
That flings to you, right?
Yeah, because he hit him with the pulse, but he didn't go checking in the trees.
Nah, happens, yeah.
Top tower has fallen.
Pushing out the mid lane, pushing out the top lane. They've got this momentum going into the base. Curry. Also with a fresh BKB, going for safe items, we see. Hippomaniacs not looking to go for any joke items, no big like data list, nothing like that, even though it might be impactful. They're being safe, covering the races.
Oh, it's an arcane rune as well there. Don't want to back up for that, but... See what they're trying to get with the smoke. Seeing if anyone's coming out of the base. Isn't the case, though.
They're just forcing all 3 lanes in.
Yeah.
They see that the skeletons were pushing out bottom. They swing to bottom to push it in. We see immediately Keptus. He sees them bottom. He's running to push out the top wave as best as he can. Hippomaniacs is trying to get a good positioning to siege, and they might be able to even catch someone outside if Meta4Pro's not careful. And Zipzapper actually, he didn't go for the bots since they've been trapped pretty much in their base for the last 10, 12 minutes. He's going to go for his BKB. So he'll at least have some way to protect himself. And hey, if they can actually all BKB and turn and perhaps try to hit the egg, maybe they have a chance of killing it. But it's still very unlikely.
Oh!
It's going to be a tough fight.
Man boss. It's going in there for a quick poke. So they do get the root onto Curry, but again, the Lotus Orb causing so many issues. Axel's going to jump in. They've got the stun out onto Tipek. Tipek's going to get taken out. The Supernova's popped, but they're going to be able to turn towards it. And they're going to be able to take it out in time. They're trying, but the root's putting a stop to their attempts. Keeps the egg safe. Allows the Supernova to get off as they're able to back up to the low ground. But Tanner's still doing so much damage. The Reincarnate will come out as Tanner's chasing Hex out onto Seni. They're going to be able to find a third here. At least they might find a fourth. Zaktor's got the stun onto the Void Spirit. Keptas with the follow-up. Shackle. They've killed off 4. It's Tanner with a triple kill, and the base is defended.
Oh my god. Look at Tanner's damage. That's all you have to say about that fight.
That's a lot of damage. That's more damage than Zipzapper's done all game.
Yep, that was actually insane. He just held his ground. They can't focus fire because of the positioning of the fight. Is it actually more damage?
No, it was Zipzapper's actually done 26k. It's Zipzapper's, for all his deaths, Zipzapper's actually done a lot of damage. He's done the second highest damage in his team. So, you know, it's all part of the plan, these deaths. Zipzapper still making sure the damage is done.
He did his job. He dropped Nether Toxin. They saw an opportunity where the Timbersaw walked into the Nether Toxin with low armor. They immediately jumped him with no hesitation. Everybody jumped him. Keptus, Wraith King, Zaktor, all of them jumped him immediately. Got the kill off. Got good fight positioning around it. And even though the Overgrowth covers the egg, they get a good chase out just because they're all alive. Tanner, full HP, just hitting absolutely everybody with everything. And now he's almost got an egg. So, hey, look at the net worth now, too. Wraith King and Death Prophet, they are actually catching up.
I mean, that's a bit spooky, right? When you lose a fight like that, when you're as far ahead as you are, if you're Hippomaniacs. Quite the turnaround there. Especially in XP.
Hey,
you see that the XP is an insane amount. Pretty much at least a 12k XP swing from that one fight.
Hey, now, you know, maybe they're being a little too careful with the itemization. You know, these double BKBs, now maybe they're lacking some damage to deal with this Death Prophet, perhaps. As Tanner, Aghanim's is done. He's now has his own beastly, you know, he doesn't need his exorcism all the time. Oh, look, he's actually going to be dishing even more out.
Look at that. So it's again, the pretty juicy finder for Exactal. He gets the Penta Edge Sword once again. Right.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
And he's almost got, he actually pretty much has AC done. So AC benefits him and the whole team.
Oh no, Tipek!
Oh no.
This is not a safe place to be. Can he get out of this?
No, they've got shackles for him. He's dead. Uh-oh. Hippomaniacs. They're getting complacent. And now AC Wraith King with a Death Prophet, with a Shadow Shaman. That aura, that armor is going to be pretty impactful in the fight too.
Oh, there we go for the stats. Only 2 games in this whole patch where someone's died over 20 times. And neither of them have been a win. Of course, he's not quite there this game, Zipzapper. 17 deaths, so still a few more to go. But, I mean, this is definitely panning out to be a game where he could hit 20 deaths, and Meta4Pro could very well still win this game.
It really looked like they were going to have no hope until that last fight, really. All that kicking off, and now just a full set of items being delivered for everybody. Now they're on their own aggression, and the Timbersaw dies right afterwards. This is big slip-ups by Hippomaniacs.
And
Tanner finds the item.
They got
the item.
Both of these last games, as we were saying, definitely two of the hottest ones for the type of Dota they're playing. And again here, bottom. Keptas, he's going to be able to start things off. He turns with a Hex on Curry. They false promise. They're able to keep Keptas alive. They take down Moth. Curry, he's able to finish up Vyacheslav. But he's got to run with this BKB. He's got to get out of there because Tanner and Zaxel, they're chasing. He's able to duke it out with time lapse. Curry will get away, but quick reactions there from Meta4Pro, and Vyacheslav able to save.
Oh, the Illusionist Cape.
The Illusionist Cape. I mean, either way, I think even without that, they probably wouldn't have been able to get into the trees and find him in time. So Curry, he gets out of there. And I feel like a couple of times now where Vyacheslav's been coming in with these clutch bro saves onto his support buddy Keptas.
That was like 10. Actually, yeah, you're right. He has helped Keptas quite a bit of times. So.
Yeah.
He's been impactful.
Yeah, if he gets another Hex out because of it, you know, well, it's essentially like a pseudo refresher. You know, you're given a chance for a second Hex to come in into a fight that wouldn't be there if Keptas dies.
And it's a Hex that's, as we mentioned, it's very impactful. It's into triple mobility cores. So it's always going to be very strong if he is able to survive it all. He's close to BKB on the Shaman.
Oh, mid. Trying to start something here onto Zaxel. They're really committing for this. Supernova's going to be popped out. They're out to the side. Zaxel will go down the once. Vyacheslav just about to respawn. Tanner's turning towards Curry. Curry's trying to find the kill on the Shaman, but the Glimmer Cape gets Keptas out of there. As Zaxel is getting low, he's able to put the BKB out. They're trying to finish him off the overgrowth there, but the false promise. Vyacheslav comes in clutch, saves Zaxel. Tanner turns with the silence onto the two of them, and Zaxel, he's out with the blink. He's able to make it away. Bloodstone will heal Tipek up. Keptas shackles out. He's been able to find and grab Muff. Tipek's trying to dive in for Keptas, but Keptas is away with the spider legs. Tanner still kicking out the damage, stays on top of the Timbersaw with the silence as they take down Tipek. Tanner looking to try and get the further catch on the Mound Boss over to the side. Zaxel's in with a Ray Fire Blast onto Seti. Keptas comes in with a Hex as Seti's dead. Yule's Scepter control up on the Mound Boss. He's down in the river.
Still chasing.
Tanner's trying to keep on top of him. The Remnant.
Silence.
Has he got anything else? Yule's in a second. Buys time for Zaxel to close in. Quick to simulate a dodge the stun. He's down to the south, but they're there waiting for him. The root's out into the Hex. They've caught him.
Oh my god. They've done it. They've done the impossible. The comeback is real. Tanner and Zaxel, they're almost 25.
I mean, on these false promises, I gotta say, I feel that he's
unbelievable.
Vyacheslav. You know, again, it's not a flashy game for him in terms of deaths. He died 12 times, but so many times in these fights as he's saving. And it's not just the same hero. We're seeing him save the whole damn team here with some brilliant, just last-second false promises. So many times this game where the heroes have been as good as dead.
Zaxel was so isolated too, and they just clutch the save on him. He gets the BKB afterwards, and then they just chase. And we're seeing Tanner doing like 12,000 plus damage in these fights. This is actually insane. He's just sticking on targets, and he's too tanky. They actually can't focus fire him because, hey, they did go for these defensive builds, these BKBs. They might be immune to some of this damage, but they're actually not able to focus fire and kill these heroes fast enough.
Because, so, like, which BKB do you think sort of cost them the most? Do you sort of feel that in Curry's game, the way things were going, he could have avoided the BKB for something bigger?
Since he already went so defensively, SNY, Titan Sliver, and like Falcon Blade, I think maybe he might have had to. We'll see. Like even a Scotty.
Look at this save there. Zaxel is so dead, but yeah, perfectly
beautiful.
done. And that they've taken Roach. It's all theirs. They've got a refresher shard ready for the next push. Tanner level 25 as well.
Yep.
With the shard and Aghanims, you know, he's pretty kitted out on this DP.
Yeah. This is now very problematic. Curry's damage is now pretty irrelevant. I think, yeah, maybe honestly, like if he had gone for the Scotty instead of BKB, then the healing prevention versus like Death Prophet, Oracle, and Wraith King could have been pretty impactful. It's hard to say, you know, because it's what you're feeling in the game. But yeah, that might have actually been the thing that hurt them the most this game. Is the lead's completely gone. It's actually in advantage now for Meta4Pro.
I've got an AC being picked up by Manboss, so a little way to level the damage difference between the two teams right now.
Oh, but that's an awkward build-up.
It's a weird item on a Void Spirit, right? It doesn't feel great.
No, it doesn't help his toolkit almost at all. It helps the rest of his team, and it helps protect them versus, of course, that physical damage that's coming off from Wraith King and Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman. But yeah, it doesn't help him really. It just helps the Astral Step, the initial, which it's not really the greatest. Very concerned now for Hippomaniacs, who had such a comfortable position.
Such a
dominating
good
this
start
game.
as well.
Uh-oh.
Dire's top tower is under
How quickly things swing when you're playing versus the Wraith King boss, and just, I mean, some really clean plays from Meta4Pro bringing things together. Tanner definitely coming in so clutch, him and Vyacheslav.
Yeah.
And now they're actually going to threaten high ground a bit here. They have Exorcism. They have Refresher Shard too if they want to use a second one to defend.
He's
actually
coming
gonna
in with the Glimmer
no,
Cape
he
play.
gets
He's able to close in onto the Void Spree. He gets the Shackles out before the Lotus Orb, so he's just locked down. Finally, he'll be able to get himself up in the air with the Yule Scepter. He's out to the side, but they'll just turn their attention over towards Tipek instead, as Tipek just taken down so easily right now with the amount of hold they have to keep him in that break.
Oh, and it really feels like they've missed their window. This Shadow Shaman can just punish any of the split pushers, and they're all starting to look pretty fragile.
It
Not
looks
good now
tough.
for Hippomaniacs.
It looks tough. I'm just already ready to sort of see the BSJ highlight piece on Zip Zapper. You know, he was. We saw last game. Brian was he was ready to come out with some hard hits. But you know, that's the thing, right? That if anything just goes to show how strong the Viper pick has been this game. That it didn't matter that Zip Zapper's died as much as he did. He's just still able to offer a huge amount in a game that without it, they probably wouldn't be killing this Timbersaw, right? If they didn't have this break, this Timbersaw probably is living. He's getting away.
Yeah, it definitely helps him.
Yeah.
It's also just, it's just the damage that he's able to do as well.
It's
If he
still
hits
a
a
lot of
couple
damage.
people with poison attack, like then Tanner's able to start popping off with Crypt Swarms on them too. And he actually is doing a lot of invisible impact.
Yeah.
Inside of all of it. Because we'll see at the end of it, his damage is still pretty high up there. Even though
I think his second
high, it's
well,
still quite nice.
Wraith King's probably taken over now and damaged out, I would imagine.
It's probably pretty close. They have to be pretty close.
Oh, you're right. He's still ahead, yeah. 36k damage
still.
now.
It shows a lot that his damage is, it's always there. You're always getting your spells off, even if you do die. He's kept us.
Oh, hang on.
The grab top.
He's got him.
Migration Shackle.
Is it enough to get anyone else in, though? That's the question. They've got the Gleipnir. But Curry,
Another Hex. Oh,
he's away. Whew.
Close.
Meanwhile, bottom Tanner, they're in onto him. He is tanky and he has got backup. He's able to get the ghost off. Now, they've got to really think twice about committing into this Death Prophet now that the Exorcism's out.
He's got an Octarine now too. He is unbelievably powerful. Octarine plus the Eternal Shroud. Look at this.
They're trying.
Juiciness.
They're jumping in again, seeing if they can burst through Tanner. They're able to take him down at once. They've managed to burst through that Aegis, and now they're going to look towards Dactyl. They get him, the reincarnate out of him. The Supernova's out. Tanner is going to be saved by the False Promise. They hold him in range of the egg. He's popped the Refresher. He's ready with the second round of Exorcism, but they're in on him with the Silence. Can they burst down Tanner? Here's the backup from Zip Zapper. Comes in with the Gleipnir, locks them down over towards the side. The Shaman Wars, they've trapped Tipek. Tipek's up with the Yules, but they've lost Tanner. That's the second round of Exorcism down the drain.
Oh my God.
Curry's picked up a triple, and he's not finished cleaning up yet. He's over to Keptas. He's looking for the Shaman. He's going to be able to find it. Ultra kill for Curry. Now over towards Zip Zapper. They're saving it for Curry, but Mambos actually takes it. They tried to give it to Curry, the Rampage. Not quite there, but still. Definitely a fight for Hippomaniacs to be very happy about. Shutting down an attempt there from Meta4Pro, whereas we saw, you know, that was the Refresher Shard of Tanner. He committed with the 2 ults, but they couldn't quite keep him alive. They weren't ready for that sort of amount of damage to be focused onto the Death Prophet, regardless of how tanky Tanner is right now.
They got him isolated in such a good position. That was like the most perfect fight I feel like Hippomaniacs could have had ever happen. And that was with Curry with 8,000 gold in the bank, by the way. He bought Scotty after the fight, and now he has 6,000 gold. So he actually did not have any of that gold spent. It was just beautiful positioning of everything. Like Senny as well as Muff, just beautiful control for this Death Prophet, just holding their spells, waiting for this, like the Yules to come off so they can overgrowth and waiting for the next thing so they can control. Beautifully done by Hippomaniacs. After Meta4Pro just came back incredibly hard.
Yeah.
They strike back.
And they got a whole bunch of XP from that as well. We've got 25s on Mambos now. He's got the Simulate stun. You've got the 25 on Senny, the extra Supernova hits.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
They can just clean up so much now, the base.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Fight. Zip Zapper's gonna have to buy back 5 seconds for Tanner.
And they're losing this second round.
Almost 2 full sets.
They're going to try and set things up with the Gleipnir.
Fight's gonna go off though.
Tanner coming in the front. Dactyl's in with the Abyssal. He's on top of the Void Spirit. Mambos, can he get out in time? He can. The BKB was already out, and he's able to jump away. They won't be able to catch him. as they lose both melee racks there, mid and top, taken out.
And his AC actually saves him for sure there too. So definitely the right pickup in these last 2 fights. It proved to be very effective and such an influx of gold. A full Scotty on Curry. Now he can buy a full Daedalus, so he's got his damage and he's got a healing prevention for the enemy team. Senny, a full refresher. They have an unbelievable amount of items now that, hey, now Meta4Pro, the challenge is for you to try to carry these fights back in. It's a lot on Tanner.
Oh, man, boss.
This is crazy.
I've also got this arcane. I'm ready for the next move.
They're smoked up. They've got everything at the ready. Mambos has an arcane rune with his spell prism.
Gotta be careful with Tanner's positioning. I mean, oh, Curry.
No?
He might find him. Zacto. Nearly getting a catch on him before he's out to the side. Curry, he's popping the BKB.
He's scouting the back.
He wants to try and kill the squish. He's going to be able to find Vyacheslav. Vyacheslav taken out. Tanner, he's going to get the ghost out. There'll be a buyback from Vyacheslav. Supernova up to the side. Tanner, he's trying to step himself away from the egg. He'll manage to do it. Curry, he got caught in the serpent wards. Curry's out and down. The breaks out onto the timber. Tipek also to fall. As now the chase is there. Keptas seeing if he can get a further grab. Is he going to be able to get the reach on Senny? Not quite, unless Senny turns for that illusion, but Senny...
He's got spider legs. He's kept us... Oh.
He's not able to get up there. At least it doesn't pop his legs to chase in time. And there's 2 kills, 2 big ones. Tipek and Curry down. They do have buyback, though.
And Curry still has to be careful. He popped his BKB very early in that fight. Sentry gets popped down. He's caught in the backlines. He's versus Shadow Shaman. You get caught by a Hex and a Shackle. When your team is distracted on one side, you're just dead. And his whole team was exactly that. Fully distracted on the right while the Weaver dies. And back the other way we go.
And here comes the push. I mean, will these buybacks come out? Do you just let this mid-racks go here, or do you think we'll see them buy back to defend?
1 Rax is fine. I don't think you want to lose 2.
We'll see. Man boss.
They're actually just going to do it. They're
going to try and hold the one here. As Curry comes in with the buyback, they're in onto Zactal. Down he goes the once. Manboss committed with a BKB, looking towards Vyacheslav, but Vyacheslav's able to step into the Glimmer Cave, keep himself hidden. Supernova and the Overgrowth's out. We see Tanner trying to keep himself safe with the safe self-fuels, but he's into the Remnant. The Supernova Stone connects, and he just gets torn apart here by the damage from Weaver. As Curry is trying to chase for more, Yul stepped up on a Vyacheslav as they cancel the TP out. That'll be Vyacheslav down for good. No buyback available in him as he's out for 100. Same for Zip Zapper, down for 2 minutes.
Okay, that was the right call. If those two don't have buyback for sure, running it down mid. Well, yeah, Oracle's dead for a long time. Tanner, he can't protect him by himself.
This is a big window to be able to close it. This, you know, for as much back and forth action there has been this game, surely this should be enough for Hippomaniacs to shut this game down. It's 5 against 3.
Some heavy lifting.
Tanner. Hey, they're actually going in. Zactually's in on a man boss. They're trying to see if they can bring this down. They've got the serpent wards out. They've been able to trap Tipek inside of the wards. Tanner, he's stepping over towards Senny, but Senny's out to the side. They'll look over towards Muff instead. Muff trying to get away into the trees. He'll be able to do so. He's hiding, and they won't be able to find him, but they're defending. Hippomaniacs are backing off.
They're hiding the exorcism. It's almost done.
Muff. They found Muff. They found him. He's still walking around in the trees. They're trying to keep vision here with the courier. But Muff's away.
And Tanner's exorcism is gone, and they went top with Curry. He takes the top racks, and bottom is almost dead. There's only 1.
They might jump on Tanner's got to be a little cautious here. They might jump back in on him. Over to the side, they do get the grab with the pistol straight down onto Muff. They'll bring him down, but Tanner is in trouble. He's been heavily focused. He's going to go down. He's out of the game for 2 minutes. A buyback from Muff comes in. As Hippomaniacs looking to close this up, they'll bring down Zactal once. See if they can do it straight away the second time. Zactal's able to put the BKB. He's trying to run himself back towards the base, but the Overgrowth's there, holds him in place. Zactal goes down. He's got a buyback. They're diving into the Founded Manboss. He's been caught in the Founded Manboss. He's able to jump out with the Dissimulate. As Manboss will live. Buyback from Keptas. Meta4Pro, BKB up from Keptas. He's in with the commitment onto the Weaver, but the Supernova's out, and Zactal, he's got to run. The false pros from Vyacheslav will save him as he's able to step back towards the Fountain, but it's a dieback from Keptas. Manboss getting nuked from the Fountain. They're going to have Zip Zapper back in 5 seconds. Buyback from Manboss as Hippomaniacs trying to close this up while they still have the number advantage, 5v3. They're going to start the hold. Zactal jumps in. Instant Hex though. Jump over from Manboss. Zactal, he needs help and he needs it now. The Dissimulate stun catching him off. But they haven't got the follow-up to kill him. Zactor's still alive. He's trying to step out. He's trying to chase in on this. Supernova's out. They can't take down the egg.
Oh, this egg.
His reincarnate will be popped. Zactor, false promise back up from Vyacheslav. Can they get Zactor back to the base though? The Supernova still causing issues, but he's able to get the blink off still thanks to the false promise. But now the Ancient's exposed, and he'll still die in the fountain. It was too much damage as Hippomaniacs will be able to get the win here in game 2.